Man quiet. With your permission, Your Honor, we play 404. Sir, directing your attention to the black lettering and wording on the bottom of the screen, was that there when you viewed it?
Yes, it was.
And again, sir, the top of the screen, is that south or north?
That would be Dudley Street going south, going towards the top of the screen.
So going off the left-hand side would be what direction?
From left to right would be south, and going out of the screen towards the left would be north.
Thank you. Just have a moment, Your Honor. Nothing else, thank you.
Morning, Detective.
Good morning.
Sir, you described this video system that you accessed. That's a system that's used by the Boston Police, is that correct?
Yes.
And it sounds like it's a system that's relatively easy to access. You said you could access it from your desktop computer.
Yes.
So if you're curious or interested in a particular point in time, you could just bring it up on your desktop computer. Is that right, sir?
That's correct.
Now, the video you brought here today, you didn't bring any video of the Fayston-Blue Hill intersection around midnight Friday, June 14th, did you?
No.
And you didn't bring any video of the Fayston-Blue Hill intersection in the early morning hours after midnight on Saturday, June 15th with you, did you, sir?
No.
And you didn't bring any video of the intersection of Fayston and Blue Hill on Monday morning at 1:13 a.m. So that would capture any vehicles leaving Fayston and turning onto Blue Hill at 1:13 a.m. Monday morning, June 17th. You didn't bring any of that video either, did you, sir?
No.
And you didn't bring any video of any vehicles returning or that would capture any videos returning to the Fayston Street area around 2:13 a.m. on Monday morning, June 17th, did you, sir?
We captured till 3 a.m., I believe.
But did you bring with you today, sir, video of vehicles in that vicinity at 2:13 a.m. Monday, June 17th?
I don't understand what the video from Fayston Street went till 3 a.m., so it captured all that activity.
Well, did you see any video introduced into evidence from 2:13 a.m. On Blue Hill Avenue and Fayston Street?
No.
Thank you. Nothing further, Detective.
Nothing for one. Thank you.
You may step down.
Thank you. Eric Podolsky, please.
Eric Podolsky. Right this way, sir. you could please face the clerk and raise your right hand.
Sir, do you solemnly swear that the testimony about to give to this court and this jury will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you, sir.
May I inquire? Sir, state your name for the record, please.
Eric Podolsky,
Spell that last name, please.
P as in Peter, O, D as in David, O, L, S, K, Y,
Is it Eric with a C or a K?
with a C.
Sir, what do you do for a living?
I'm the Superintendent of Operations for the Highway Operations Center for MassDOT, Mass Department of Transportation.
How long have you had that job?
Just under 20 years.
And how long have you worked for the Mass Department of Transportation?
20 years.
In that particular job, sort of describe your general responsibilities.
I manage the day-to-day operations of the Highway Operations Center. We're responsible for responding to traffic events, facility events, and security events. It's a statewide operations center for the Commonwealth. We handle all of our state roads, all of our bridges, tunnels. We're responsible for the big dig and all the roadways and tunnels that go along with it.
What do you actually do on a day-to-day basis? Sort of when you come into work, what do you do?
I oversee the operators, make sure that they're doing their job, making sure that we're responding to the incidents, making sure all the policies, procedures are being followed. Again, time and attendance, schedules, training, we're making sure that the operators are following everything they're supposed to do. I oversee incidents when the incidents occur on our roadways, making sure that everyone's been notified, documenting the event, helping with recovery, and then clearance.
With regards to video systems along the road, does your responsibility include anything with reference to those?
Yeah, we have over 830 cameras, so statewide. Only the footprint of the Central Artery Tunnel project, those cameras record. The rest of the cameras do not record. So we're responsible. We're the keepers of the record for the for those state roads that we're able to record the video on.
What is the footprint of the Big Dig?
Big Dig is basically the downtown Boston area. Also, it's also known as the Metropolitan Highway System, which is the inner from Route 128 in the circle, the circumference highway. In is considered the Metropolitan Highway System, but the Big Dig is actually the O'Neill Tunnel, Ted Williams Tunnel, the connector tunnel, and the subsequent roads and ramps that go into that feed into the tunnels.
With reference to 93 South, do any of the cameras you just described in that system cover any of that road?
They do.
How far south do they go?
The Big Dig cameras go right to the South Bay Mall. It's right before the Columbia Road exit.
And how far north up towards the Mass Pike do they go?
The Big Dig cameras will go as far north as just over the Zachem Bridge, just before you get into Sullivan Square in Medford. And then we have some cameras that are not part of the Big Dig that go all the way out west to the New York border.
But the recording cameras,
Just metropolitan Boston.
and do any of those cover Mass, the Mass Pike?
Yes. Yeah, the connector tunnel is considered the I-90, okay? So we have the connector tunnel, which goes east-west, okay? So those tunnels are covered. Any of the tunnels that are leading from 93 North or 93 South to the Mass Pike up through the Prue Tunnel area on the Mass Pike extension.
If I could. So I'm going to show you what's been marked 406. Do you recognize what this is a map of?
Yeah, 93 northbound, southbound.
And in general, where do your cameras cover on this particular map? Sort of what areas of the map that is depicted here? The recording cameras.
The recording cameras start from just north of Columbia Road and all the way up to the top of that map. So from Columbia Road all the way up.
Okay. And with regards to the green line here, do you know what road that is?
That's I-90 Mass Pike extension.
Where do the cameras cover in general there?
The cameras will cover to the right, okay, of 93 North, of 93. If you take your hand.
And then where else?
And then you have some cameras that do not record in the Prue Tunnel, which is to your left, going towards the New York border. But the cameras that record are those cameras that are on the orange line, and on the green roadway to your right, to where your upper right-hand hand is.
Now, you referenced your office's responsibility as the keeper of records of the video. What kind of a system do you have to record video?
We record on a Genitex video switch, and that video switch has DVRs, digital video recording system. So we record the cameras using that video switch. And
Did you receive a request in June of 2013 for certain video of the evening of June 17, 2013, the early morning hours?
we did.
What was done with regards to that?
Say again?
What did you do with regards to that?
We found out what he was particularly looking for. We just, we said what roadways that he was looking for and what time frames. Then the operator would sit down and go over with him, take a look at the video that we would have. It's archived. All of our video was archived for about 30 days. So this was in the window that we were able to pull the video from. And they would see if they saw whatever they were looking for. At that time was looking for a car, and then we captured all the video, and then we would give it to whoever the requester was.
As the keeper, did you save a copy of what you passed on to the state?
Yeah, we
police?
archive it. Once we save it, once we pull the video, we save it on our hard drive, and that stays there forever.
Sir, I showed you the series of 5 discs, and asked if you recognize what that is.
Yes, these are the copies of the video of the CDs that we had provided to you.
And how do you know that those are the same as what was provided to us?
Because my initials are on it, and that these are the videos, the CDs and the sleeves are the ones that we stock at our operations center. And we put the cameras down, we wrote down the cameras that we provided for you.
Now, with regards to these particular CDs, how do you know, or how did you check that what's on here was the same as the original video?
I compared the video that we have in our archive to the videos that were provided,
And what did you find?
and found that they were exactly the same.
Move through again.
No objection.
You may mark this next exhibit.
Now, sir, you referenced that some writing on the particular CDs that are here. Do you know what the coding of that writing is? What is it referring to?
The camera number and the camera name. Every camera is assigned a name. So
Do you, sir, know the location by number of the particular cameras?
I know most of them, yes.
Sir, ma'am, Your Honor, may I have you step down from the stand to place the location? Sir, with regards to Exhibit 411, Do you know the location of FRNB 051?
Is right in this location.
And where does it point?
Okay, this camera, again, they're all of our cameras are pan, tilt, and zoom cameras. This particular camera at the time was pointing at the intersection of the Mass Ave connector and Frontage Road northbound.
If you could just draw an arrow at that location. Yeah, okay, that's right. FRNB 052.
52 is, again, just further north of that location. It's actually right in this area here, okay, where it ties into Frontage Road to 93 northbound.
And where does that point?
Right here.
FRNB 650, which is Exhibit 414.
Yeah, 650 is going to be up by the West Broadway area. That's right here. That points into this area here. And it shows the ramp going up to the Nealon Street and also the ramp that leads to 90 West.
And number 415, Your Honor, camera KK 651.
KK is up in this area here. And that is headed towards 90 West.
Let me just clean up something that is a mistake. Exhibit 413, FRNB 052, which one is that?
That's right over here.
Okay, thank you. You can resume the stand. Thank you very much, sir. Sir, with regards to the time on the videos, do you know whether or not they were accurate?
They are accurate,
How do you know that?
because the time is based upon what that's included in the server. In other words, the server has a server time in it, so the server is matched, or the cameras, the system is matched to the actual system. So they put the system on, the time is in there, and so it stays at that point.
Your Honor, may I play these? For the record, this is 411, which is marked as 06/17/13, 2:25 a.m. And sir, with regards to our map, where is this in terms of the sequence, north to south on the map?
That was camera 051?
Yes.
051 is the first one, the lowest one there, middle of the map. That's the first one, up by Mass Ave.
You recognize this image, sir?
I do. That's Frontage Road at the Mass Ave, and to the left, that's 93 northbound. Further over the headlights, that's 93 southbound.
Sir, if you could. I see. Okay. But when you refer to it as Mass Ave, does it have a further name?
Mass Ave connector.
Okay. He's right down in the right order. Hold on. Exhibit 412, Your Honor. Just is marked as FRNB 051, 6/17/13 at 2:41 a.m. And sir, is this the same camera that we just looked at? I have to give him the number. FRNB 051.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the same camera that we just looked at?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sir, the time on the bottom of the screen there, is that something that your system does, or is
Yes.
something that was added later?
No, that's what the system does.
And was that time accurate at the time that you pulled the video?
Yes.
Number 413, FRNB 052, 6/17/13, 2:42 a.m. Sir, where is this camera on the map?
The one that's just north of the 051.
Next, Your Honor, is 414, FRNB 650, marked as 06/17/13, 2:43 a.m. Sir, is this the next camera north?
Yes.
I just want to do the time. You just bring it up and then freeze it. Sir, the time that's located on the bottom left-hand part of the screen, that was the time that was on it when you pulled it?
That's correct.
And that was accurate?
Yes.
Finally, KK 651, 06/17/13, 2:44 a.m. Is that the one that you marked at the far north?
Yes.
Again, sir, the time that's on the bottom left-hand side of the screen, that was the time that was on it when you pulled the video originally?
Correct,
And that
yes.
time was accurate?
Yes.
Sir, where does this ramp go?
That goes to Mass Pike westbound.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Nothing for Mr. Podolsky, Your Honor.
You missed it.
Susan Duncan, please.
Susan Duncan?
If you could please face the clerk and raise your right hand.
Pam, do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give to this court and this jury will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you.
May I inquire? Ms. Duncan, please state your name for the record.
Susan Duncan.
D-U-N-C-A-N?
Yes, sir.
What do you do for a living, ma'am?
I work for Bank of America,
How long have you worked for Bank of America?
24 years.
And what is your title?
I'm the operations executive for the New England and Upstate New York region,
And now you're also a vice president?
a senior vice president.
In that particular job, are you familiar with the records of Bank of America?
Yes.
What is an operations person within the bank?
I manage banking centers for the company.
And how have you become familiar with the records of the Bank of America?
I deal with customers and help them with their statements.
May I approach you? Show you the series of documents and ask if you recognize what those particular documents are.
Yes.
What are those documents?
Well, this is a credit card statement, and this is a credit card transaction report.
And of what? Of what particular account or what particular individual?
I think you have this page. Okay, the name on the account is Aaron Hernandez.
Are you familiar with those kind of records?
Yes.
In general, what kind of a record are we looking at there?
This is a statement we would provide to a customer on a monthly basis.
And is there some sort of what you call back office documents also attached to that as well?
Yes, sir. Yes, these would be, we would use for research.
The documents that you have in your hand, are they entries made in good faith by the bank
Yes.
in the regular course of business of Bank of America
Yes.
prior to this case beginning?
Yes.
Back in 2013, at the time of the records were made, did your company regularly record the entries at the time of the transactions or within a reasonable time thereafter?
Yes.
Move to admit.
Maybe mark the next exhibit without objection.
I show you this set of documents and ask if you recognize what that is.
Okay, this is a checking and savings account statement.
And the name on that particular account?
Is the name of Oscar Hernandez, Gladwin D. Skeet Hernandez.
And in general terms, what are those documents?
This is a typical checking account statement that we would send to our customers on a monthly basis.
Is there any backup also attached to that as well?
Okay. There's a deposit ticket, and it looks like a receipt, another deposit ticket, and checks, and more receipts, deposit tickets.
Are those all associated with the same account?
Yes, they are.
Just so we're clear, this is a Bank of America account?
This is a Bank of America account.
And are the entries in those records made in good faith?
Yes,
In the regular course of business of the Bank of America?
yes,
Prior to the beginning of this case?
yes,
And back in 2013, at the time the entries were made, your company regularly recorded the entries at the time of the transactions or a reasonable time thereafter?
yes.
Move to admit, Your Honor.
No objection, Your Honor.
You mark as the next exhibit.
I'll show you this set of documents and ask if
Okay.
you recognize what that is.
It's also checking account statements. And checks that were cashed. So checking account statements and then the checks that were drawn on this account
And the name on the account?
is Shania Jenkins.
Don't look at that spelling.
Shania Jenkins?
Are all the
Sorry.
records that you have in your hands referencing the same account?
Yes,
Were those and that's a Bank of America account?
it is a Bank of America.
Were the entries made in good faith
Yes,
in the regular course of business of the Bank of America?
yes,
Prior to this case beginning?
yes,
And back in 2013, at the time the entries were made, your company regularly recorded the entries at the time of the transactions or within a reasonable time thereafter?
yes.
Move to admit, Your Honor.
No objection, Your Honor.
Mark as the next exhibit.
Or 18.
Finally, I show you this set of documents and ask if you recognize what that is.
Okay. These are over-the-counter withdrawal tickets, deposit tickets, receipt, checks, copies of checks, a checking account statement, drawn at Bank of America, another Bank of America checking account statement, okay, another statement, another checking account statement, our checking account statements.
And are those all Bank of America statements, reference the same Bank of America account?
Yes,
And in whose name is that account?
The account is in the name of Aaron Hernandez.
Are the entries in those documents made in good faith,
Yes.
in the regular course of the business of Bank of America,
Yes.
and prior to this case beginning?
Yes.
Back in 2013, at the time the entries were made, did your company regularly record the entries at the time of the transaction or shortly thereafter?
Yes.
Move to admit, Your Honor.
No objection, Your Honor.
Non-specific exhibit.
May I publish some? One thing, may I approach again? Ma'am, with regards to all of the documents that we've just been talking about, have the account numbers been modified from the originals at all?
They,
Just take a look at the documents.
okay. The account numbers have been redacted. Part of them have been redacted, but they haven't been changed.
With regards to the redaction, those are not actually in the originals. Those are redacted partially,
Yes, sir.
and that was done by someone we don't know who that is.
That's correct.
Beginning with what's marked 417. Which account are we talking about here in Exhibit 416? Excuse me, 417?
That account is in the name of Oscar Hernandez and Gladwin D. Skeet Hernandez.
If there was a junior or senior associated with this particular account, would it appear on the line?
If the customer had opened the account with the junior or the senior, yes.
Ma'am, can you read it at that size, the transactional portion of the record at the bottom?
I can, yes.
Turning your attention to the 411 transaction, do you see that?
Yes.
What is that referring to?
There are two transactions on 411. There's a $15,000 deposit and a $5,000 cash withdrawal.
What kind of a deposit is it?
We're going to suspend at this time for a short period. Please go with the court officers.
Quite all right.
You may step down.
Yes, right this way, ma'am.
The whole building's being evacuated.
Yes, yes.
The building is being evacuated at this time. We'll resume as soon as we can get back into the building.